Deaf.
Deaf.
Deaf. Deaf.
Bye.
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 Death by Daylight.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the 22nd episode of Death by Daylight. We're trying a lot of new things today. We've got the YouTube channel going, obviously, as best as we can. We're on Facebook today, hoping to bring people in from over there, and we are also streaming on Twitch. All of this in an effort to take our game to the next level and hopefully take the entertainment value for you guys to the next level. And so thanks everybody for showing up. Tonight we have Ernie.
Yo. What's up, everybody?
We've got Jesus.
I think we're streaming from OnlyFans too, if I'm not mistaken. So.
Oh yeah, get your
if
dicks
you-
out, boys.
Jesus. Yeah, it's Death by Jesus. No, oh shit, I can't even say it like that. It sounds so horrible. All right, whatever. That's fine.
We've got Juan hanging out,
What's up, everyone?
and our boy Manny will be joining us to do some gaming at some point.
What's going on, guys?
Oh shit, he's in here. I feel like the same way about Jesus. I was like, oh shit, he's in here. He's in all of this.
Is that how you feel about Jesus? Judah's going to be with us eventually, we think, and unfortunately we don't have a cocktail minute. I tried to get one from Derry, but it was just too busy of a day for him.
We're on OnlyFans. We got a cocktail minute, all right, boys.
We got an OnlyFans, we got Twitter, we got Grindr, we got...
Oh,
Grindr. That's the first dating site you went to?
His
It
favorite,
showed
doesn't
all
it?
of us hugging. It showed all of us hugging each other with fucking Jason masks on.
oh.
It's actually a good idea. Try to get some fans that way. So we're going to be doing, again, if you are just getting, well, I'll save that for later when people show up. Ernie is going to be doing a killer game, and
Survivor
he's
game.
going to explain what.
Survivor game.
Oh, that's gonna. Sorry, is our Juan and Manny gonna be with you right away?
Yeah. So
Okay,
like,
so
be a 4-man. Is Jesus gonna join? I didn't even know if you want to play.
Nah, I'm not gonna join.
I mean, someone's got to talk to me.
Yeah, I'll talk to Josh.
He's also
So-
running his OnlyFans account. That's why too.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. Big Daddy JJ said he wants me to stick my hairbrush up my. Hold on, guys. Hold on.
J Daddy Butt Cheeks. I think. is what you
J
guys
Daddy Butch. I'm sorry, Daddy. I'm sorry.
So what we're gonna do here is we're going to do a survivor match. The way the drinking game will work is whoever survives. Usually we would do a shot per survivor at this point because it's a Wednesday, and we want to encourage everyone to drink responsibly. We're going to be doing half a shot per person. So if all three of them make it out, it'll be a shot and a half. We can spread those out a little bit, and then Ernie will be taking over from there. I don't know if they're going to keep doing survivor, he's going to do killer or what, but we
Shots.
will know.
Shots. What are you drinking, Josh?
I am drinking Budweiser, and I am drinking Deep Eddy's Ruby Red Grapefruit Vodka. What are you drinking, Jesus?
I am shooting Fireball tonight
Ew.
because that's what I have.
Why do you
and
have
I'm drinking because it was on sale, Ernie, and I'm broke. All right,
There you
fucking
go.
COVID. And I am drinking a delicious, Truly strawberry lemonade on a nice hot summer day. Truly's, if you're listening.
Please do not sponsor
It's
us.
actually windy and rainy outside. But
Well-
that's all right.
That's the perfect weather for what we're gonna get into tonight.
Ernie, did you decide that you're drinking?
Yeah, I'm drinking a White Claw and some Bullet.
That sounds like a great combination, Juan. I imagine you're not drinking.
I'm drinking also, thank you, Jesus, Truly Strawberry Lemonade.
Trulies, if you're listening,
A bunch
it's
of
gonna get really fucked up tonight.
we got a
So
bunch
I don't know.
of Seuss boys in here. What?
You
Is
say
it
soup,
Seuss?
boys?
I thought it was sus.
Whatever you want to say.
I heard socks.
Oh
It's a
shit! All right,
sucks
hold
boy.
on. My OnlyFans went off. J Daddy Buttcheeks wants me to get this Truly can and stick it up my
There's no way we're gonna last on the Facebook stream. There's just no, there's no amount of hope for me that we're gonna last on there.
It's all right.
And Manny, are you drinking anything?
Yeah, I'm drinking a black cherry white claw.
Yeah, same here.
Bunch of seltzer boys out here. That's right. We don't have any discrimination against any kind of alcohol in this program.
It's also midweek.
Well, I've brought that up, Manny. Thank you.
Hey, I'm just reminding everybody.
Hey, don't yell at Manny.
You know what? Kick him off the fucking cast. That's it.
I'm the one that fucking called out Ernie so he can drink.
So before we get into the topic, the boys are gonna explain what builds they're using, and how that helps them out, or what they think it'll do to help them out.
That's actually. I just realized I'm running I didn't even look at my build before I readied up, but I'm running Unbreakable, so that makes me, if I get downed, I can revive myself up from the ground, like when I'm crawling, one time out of the whole match.
I'm gonna need that on my OnlyFans tonight.
Those OnlyFans jokes keep landing.
It's
Yeah.
funny because I don't know if you guys are noticed. Well, I don't think you're noticing at all. But every time he makes an OnlyFans reference, I'm playing an air horn.
Oh shit! No, I can't hear it.
Yeah, pretty much, exactly.
Air horn, guys.
But
OnlyFans,
so,
if you're listening.
they would not sponsor us because we're not a hot female. But anyways,
Hey,
we
don't
have
discriminate.
Unbreakable, we have Breakout, which if one of these guys gets picked up by the killer, I get 7% faster if I'm near them, and they wiggle out of the killer 20% faster. And then I'm running Bond, so when I'm within 36 meters of any of these fucks, I can see them. And then I'm running Mom, Metal Man, so if I take a protection hit, I get like a little, like, you're gonna get 3 tokens, so if you get all 3 tokens from protection hits, the next time you're gonna be sent into the dying state, it just ignores it, and you can just keep going. So, yeah.
A lot of bondage perks.
No, a lot of save their ass perks.
Yeah.
And then I'm also
Tie him up and save that ass.
running a medkit.
I'm running Windows of Opportunity, which lets you see the, like, anything, like windows that you can jump over, like to vault over, or when you can see what do you call them, pallets to drop and whatnot. I have decisive strike, so if I've been hooked once and the killer, if I get unhooked and the killer knocks me down instantly, I'll basically I'll have a chance. I have a really small chance to be able to, like, stab the killer and get free and try and run away.
Stab him with what?
With I guess it's a shard or a knife or a shoelace. I'm just kidding, not a shoelace. But
Go on.
I also have self-care, which means that if I'm wounded, I can heal myself at any time. And the last one I have is Sprint Burst. So I'm able to burst into, like, a very fast sprint for, well, momentarily, because there's this thing called, what do they call it, Ernie? Exhaustion? Or
Yeah.
where you basically, like, you can't do any of those perks for a certain time. You see, like, a little, what is it, like a little meter on the side of the screen until that one.
Like a little heart.
Yeah. Once that goes down, you're basically, you're able to do it again.
Well,
Go for it.
go for it, Manny. No, go for it.
I'm running the Sprint Burst as well. spine chill, so within 36 meters, I can actually detect the killer getting close to me, so I can either bolt the fuck out of there or just hopefully he doesn't see me, and I can continue working on gens. I have resilience, so if I get hit, I'm able to finish gens a little bit faster, heal a little bit faster. But I'm still hurt and injured, so someone still has to heal me. But it only works when I'm injured. And I also have adrenaline, so if I get hit and these guys finish all the generators, I'm
Ghostface is right behind you. Sorry to interrupt you.
You're good.
No. Just tell Manny to go fuck himself.
What was that last part that you were saying, Manny? I'm sorry.
That I got adrenaline, so if I get hit, like let's say one time, you guys finish the gens, I get recovered to full health. So it's a good perk to have.
All right.
It actually is. It comes in handy.
Well, anyone out there listening, please feel free to talk shit to us, make fun of Ernie. He's actually pretty good. He's probably the best out of all of us. But
What? Just kidding. Yeah,
he's
he is.
fucking definitely better than you.
I'm just kidding.
You're dead already.
I'm second
I see-
place.
You're dead already.
That's actually Ernie who just got knocked down.
No. You're dead already.
I'm just kidding. No, Ernie is definitely the best one out of all of us.
It also sounds like Ernie's build is about helping other people, and both yours and Manny's were strictly about helping yourselves.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Hmm.
we're selfish as hell.
Topic that we might get into with our movies today, I think. You guys do that on purpose?
Dude.
Yeah, something we might talk about for sure.
Okay, no, we're gonna talk about it. That and a lot of bondage.
Yeah, that
I'm
and
just-
a lot of bondage.
I'm just trying to get kicked off of Facebook as quickly as possible and see what happens.
Yeah, maybe if we get banned or something, it'll create some type of buzz and people
Yeah.
will be more.
What's so controversial that it can't be on fucking Facebook?
Yeah, exactly.
Boom. Zombies, guys. So I don't. Well, they're not really zombies, but anyway, a lot of necrophilia tonight. A lot of.
Not really either. Think about it.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
you
there-
guys are
there's
gonna
this
die
whole
because I have no chance of surviving this because this ghost face just wants me dead.
Hmm.
Is he fucking tunneling?
Well, yeah, I'm already hooked again.
Gilbert, why is Jesus talking about bondage? Why? I mean,
Why?
if you don't know by now, if you don't know, you'll never know.
If you don't fucking know by episode 22, well, welcome to the party.
I see him.
Yeah, he's talking about bondage because bondage exists.
Yeah. I mean, I'm surprised that we're not talking about bestiality at this point, but fuck it, you never know. Let's get into it, boys. All right. So,
Well, yeah,
Grubbs, am I right?
Let's get into the necrophilia part of it. So technically, again, there's a big controversy. I mean, it's not a controversy; it's a debate, and really, it's not even a debate because the people on one side of it feel like they're completely right. Technically, 28 Days Later and 28 Weeks Later are not zombie movies because these people are not dead; they're infected with the rage virus, which causes them to do all sorts of things that are zombie-esque, but they're not dead, so they're not zombies. I think it's a bunch of fucking hooey. They're zombies as far as anyone else is concerned, so we're gonna try to call them infected as much as we can as opposed to zombies, but
Damn it.
they're fucking zombies, so...
Yeah. I really like the take on the infected or zombies, whatever you want to call it in this one, just because I think most movies we're so used to them being that very slow type zombie, very sluggish, and these ones, they got sprint burst. They definitely have that sprint burst.
Well,
perk,
it's
and-
actually it's not the first, but it was the first like very well known zombie, I guess, movie that featured speedy zombies, and because you know how we were used to the Romero zombies.
What was before it?
Ah, fuck, what was it? I know it was one of the Dawn of the Dead, not that one, but like one of those. I'm trying to remember. And it's funny because I actually
You're gonna pull out a fun fact and not know the fun fact?
No, well, it was like the main one that actually featured that. You know what I mean? Like it was not known. Like it wasn't like a thing at the time to have zombies that were running around or any of that stuff.
Gibby says Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah. And that's actually what I'm calling my episode on OnlyFans tonight, Night of the Living Dead.
Not of the Living Dead it is. Yes, that's right.
And there's a fun fact for you. Jude, he'll be on as soon as he's done fucking your mom. Facebook's
But
already
yeah,
for that.
it's what made like fast zombies, I guess, like a thing, like a mainstream thing.
So I'm naturally slow. Do you think if I was infected, I would finally become fast, like for once in my life, or?
No.
You're gonna remain slow.
I think it would have. I think you'd be faster.
You'd be faster
Yeah.
because you wouldn't be concerned about your stamina whatsoever.
Or
Like you wouldn't be
pain,
worried.
or like.
Or am I gonna pass out? Am I gonna, like you're not gonna be concerned with any of that. You're just gonna be so pissed off, I guess, that you're gonna go fast.
Well, I mean, all right. I guess we'll get into it once we bring up the 28 weeks later about the whole fucking them getting starving.
Yeah, that was my favorite take as well. But as far as that's concerned, like that very specific thing, because zombies can't starve and the infected can. So, but again, yeah, we'll get into that in a little bit. Right now, as far as we can tell, no one is dead, and none of our boys is, specifically, but also the other guy, the fourth guy that doesn't know he's part of a podcast, is also alive as of now.
Shout him out. What's
saved
his
him.
screen name? Let's shout him out. Let's tell him.
I can't. It's too
J
bright.
can't see
Daddy
it.
Butt Cheeks. All right.
If he doesn't want me to heal him,
Alright, I'm dead.
fucking-
Pretor Stark or something? Predators?
It's P something. Right now, Manny will check for, or no, Ernie will.
Oh, I'm dead.
Well, that's one less half a shot you have to take if you're back home. Ernie is dead, and because he was the one with the perks that helps everybody else, there's a chance that everyone else is going to be going too. How many
Well,
gens do
they
you guys
could
have left?
they could survive because they're being selfish. You know, you got to think for yourself in these situations.
Ah, shit. I'm about to get knocked down too. Well, to be fair, I actually unhooked the most since I already maxed out on my unhooks, so that's not very selfish, is it?
Yeah, it is. I'm just farming.
God damn it, Ernie. I'm not. Nah, there was a time where I was like literally letting these guys die because I was trying to get all the totems.
I remember when I was struggling and you were like, "Hold on, let me just search this chest real quick, and then I'll get on. I'll go save you." And guess what happened? I fucking died.
The early days.
Yeah.
I just realized that it's been about a year since I started playing this game.
It's going on what, like 4 years now? This game, right?
Yeah,
The game itself, yeah, I think it's from 2017 or
16.
Have any of you guys been on like during the early stage? I mean, obviously not you, Juan. You just said it's only been a year, but Manny, Ernie, how long have you been playing this game?
Well, Gibby and I got in like 2018.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. So
you waited a whole year to be like, hey, dude, play with us.
Yeah, basically. You didn't like it back then, Juan. I'm just kidding.
Dick.
Still, I still am uncertain about it today.
I still don't fuck with you.
well, Juan's
Get out
dead.
of my OnlyFans.
Manny's done too.
Manny's getting hooked, but
And I am dead now too, so our
shit.
little crew here is dead.
Well,
That-
for any of you guys, who came
Ghostface
in
is
to
very
see that good-
difficult. Like
He's not, but
Like he had like a
just
bad
made
childhood?
stupid
What do
moves.
Jesus Christ.
Like difficult, like he just wasn't understood correctly?
Very
or...
difficult child.
If we're going off the movies, then I mean, we might want to go back to that subject.
or
That
just, like,
episode, actually.
He's like hangry all the time and shit.
He has the rage virus.
He got the rage virus.
This guy got
So
the
the only
hatchet.
person left is the dude that none of us know.
Yeah, he got the hatchet.
J Daddy Butt Cheeks.
His name's not
Pretorius
J. Daddy
Dark.
Butt Cheeks, damn
That's his
it.
name. Pretorius Dark.
What?
That's fucking embarrassing.
I'm a level 16, so I have a right to. Oh, and you know what? It was a. I want to say it was a PC person or an Xbox player, and her name was Hell Girl that killed us.
It's
Well,
probably PC.
maybe she's a streamer or something of some kind, and she got one on the boys. So we're gonna. I don't know. What are you guys gonna do moving forward, or what are you gonna do, Ernie?
I'll run another Survivor match.
Alright.
Yeah.
Are we taking shots?
No one survived.
Oh shit. Well, alright.
Should take pity
I mean,
shots.
but also you can do whatever you want. Yeah, I'm down. I'm down for a pity shot.
Alright, let's do a pity shot, guys.
Let's do a pity shot.
Pity shot.
Well, for any of you guys who are new to the channel, you're gonna hear a lot of disturbing things from mainly me. I don't really like
Let's
to
save
hold
that
back,
for
but-
when. Well, actually, I guess I can't tell exactly how many people are watching anymore because we have people on different platforms. But I don't know. We'll get into that. I mean, if you're coming back, which I think a lot of the people listening right now are, you know what to expect. If you're not, Jesus is going to say some things that are going to be a little bit much, especially if you're coming to us from Facebook. But we're all going to say those things, and we like saying those things, and we're not going to change. So if it becomes too much, we apologize. But
I'll say
we'll
whatever
see
the
you
fuck
on
I
those.
want. Don't wear a mask. Don't vaccinate.
Oh my god.
Jesus, dude.
What?
No, shut the fuck up. That's for real.
Alright, I'll stop.
No, yeah, I mean wear your mask. So we're gonna go ahead and get into 28 days later. Again, our topics for tonight are 28 days later and the sequel 28 weeks later. They don't feature any recurring characters, and the only thing that carries the sequel from one to the other is the bigger storyline. So the characters, I mean, we're gonna try not to get too much into like explanations because there's a lot of parts of these films that offer to us a platform or a jumping off point to talk about some ethical issues should a zombie apocalypse ever happen, maybe some ethical issues if there were ever an outbreak or a pandemic of other kinds. And so we've got a lot of fun little mind games here that we're gonna get into. I'm gonna try to get into at least one right now while they're waiting for the load screen, because that way everyone can participate. So a little bit out of order as far as like the summary of the movie, but again, we're gonna try to stay kind of away from that and give of a bigger overall picture, and we'll get to the synopsis. But right now, one of the questions that was posed, especially or from the first movie rather, was and it's right off the beginning of the movie, is you wake up and everyone's dead. I mean, that's what happens to Cillian Murphy at the very beginning of the movie. Is he wakes up and he looks around in the hospital, and everyone is dead. So he obviously freaks out and he panics and he runs and he tries to do all sorts of stuff, but he eventually is just saved. I mean, if it weren't for Selena, who's the other main character in the movie, coming out and telling him to run towards them and then taking out a bunch of the infected, then he would have died. So obviously was not a good move on his part. Like, it ended up working out, but I feel like it was not a smart move. What are your guys' first moves should you be caught in the similar situation? You're in the hospital, you wake up, you start discovering little by little that everyone around you has died.
Well, for me, the one thing I didn't, I mean, I guess it could be a question back to you too, Josh. And the first place like he's walking, he sees everything is in complete chaos. One of the first places he goes to is a church. For me, that's probably not the first place I would go, if I'm being honest. What would you say would be the first place you're going to when you obviously you could see the whole town is fucked up. You could see that it's complete chaos. Where is the first place you're going?
I
And
think
is it
the
church?
No. The first place that I'm going is the desert. I mean, for us specifically, like I'm trying to get, especially now, like it's not so hot that you can't survive during the day if you're careful. So I just try to get to the least populated area as possible. So Cillian Murphy wakes up in the middle of London, which is obviously you can't
Small
go
town.
to it. Yeah, very small town.
Up in
So
the suburbs.
not London, Ontario, London, UK. So he wakes up in the middle of London and he can't really go to an unpopulated area, but that would be my first move for us. For him, I don't think that the church was the worst move, like because you don't know about the infected yet. But obviously, if you knew about the infected, churches are often used as shelters for people that are sick and when disasters happen. So a church probably wasn't the right place to go in hindsight. But if you don't know that people are infected with the rage infection, then I get why he went to the church. What about you guys?
I think I would. I mean, wouldn't anybody think about going home?
Yeah.
I mean, I would assume that's where everybody would want to go first, just to see, how's my family doing, or are they dead too, or what's going on,
That's a good one, actually.
I mean, that's everybody's like safe place for the most part, So yeah, I would go home first. Then, if shit's bad at home, I'll probably still stay home and just barricade myself or something,
I would go to the strip club. Shit, prior to the. I'm just kidding.
It's funny because there's a movie called Zombie Strippers.
Yeah, we're gonna hopefully get into that for the B movie, but I think home. There's a good point for home, but man, like
it's not
barricading
the best
yourself-
idea, but it's the most what I would expect most people, and I'm not gonna lie, I'd probably be one of those people.
Well, you just said you're one of those people.
Yeah, I give Juan like a 5% chance of living after he walks out of the hospital.
Why 5%?
Why?
I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt, but
I can run pretty fast.
I just feel like he's gonna do something entirely to fuck. Alright, the shots are kicking in, guys.
I feel like the problem with going home and barricading yourself is that again you're opening yourself up to something that we're gonna also find is a common theme in these movies. You're not just fighting the infected; you're fighting the effect that the infected have on humans. So, your home is an excellent place to have someone break in to try to find food or weapons or water at some point. I think it's best to try to get to the least populated. I think going home is a good option if you're picking up supplies, maybe checking on your family. But to barricade yourself in your home in America is a very difficult thing to do
This
because
is America.
so many people have guns that it doesn't matter how much you barricade yourself. I mean, there's weapons that are going to open your home.
This is true.
So, getting into the synopsis a little bit, since the boys are getting into a game, we're going. I mean, Cillian Murphy again. He wakes up and everyone's dead. He eventually finds these people. They take him in, and it's just typical zombie stuff. He gets, people start getting picked off one by one, and there's one bad decision after another bad decision, and eventually we get to our four main characters, which are a dad and his daughter, and our main character, Jim, and his and Selena who's the girl that saves him. And the way that they find each other, the way that Jim and is it Jim? It's James, right? James, which is Jim, but it's not actually. Yeah, Jim.
It's
So
Jim in UK.
yeah. So Jimmy and Selena find the other characters because they're in an apartment building high up, and they flash Christmas lights to try to get them over there. And the reason they wanted to get them over there was because they knew they needed to get out of the city. And the dad had heard it's Frank and his daughter Hannah. And Frank hears that there is a place in Manchester that is taking survivors in, and they have some kind of either a cure or some way to prevent the disease. They promise something that is worth people getting over there. And so they go off on this trek, which is where we find some other questions, and these a little bit less heavy than the last question. But at one point, they're able to pull up to a grocery store, and because it's only 28 days later, a lot of stuff in that grocery store is perfectly consumable. You basically have your pick of what you're gonna eat. Obviously, like meats and stuff, like cold meats and all that stuff, maybe not so much, but plenty of snacks and even some produce and that kind of thing. So what is the one item that you pick up at the grocery store on your way to the apocalypse shelter in Manchester?
I give it to Jim right away, as far as he went straight to the alcohol.
Yes.
I'm definitely gonna get me a bottle. Food-wise, I mean, just because of the meat process, I'd probably get me some beef jerky.
We know you love that meat process.
I love that meat process. I want some meat in my mouth.
Your OnlyFans.
Yeah, that'll be the name of your next episode, is the meat process.
Meat process.
I think grabbing a bottle of scotch is the perfect thing, and Frank does it in the movie. He goes in and he grabs some expensive scotch. I think for a snack, for me, again, saying like with all the frozen stuff out of play, the refrigerated stuff, a lot of it out of play, my go-to snack is going to be Teddy Grahams. That's what I'm gonna grab as many boxes of Teddy Grahams as I possibly can.
Original or the
yeah,
the
it's
different top?
gotta be the original. Everything else is a fucking imposter.
Okay.
I gotta have those original honey Teddy Grahams. I'll grab as many boxes as I can. What about you, Ernie?
Sorry, my bad. I was running the killer. My
it's all
go-to
good.
snack? Fuck, I don't even know. Fucking rice cakes? Fuck, I don't know.
A rice cake. The world is over, and you're gonna go
I
get
mean,
a rice
he
cake.
still doesn't want to shit himself.
Yeah.
I get it.
I mean, even if anything, you more so don't want to shit yourself when you're running from infected. What about you, Juan? What do you think your go-to snack is there?
I'm getting a bunch of fucking hot Cheetos and some fucking moon pies, and I'm just gonna get a bunch of stupid shit because I'm probably never gonna be able to eat that again.
Yeah, I mean,
Because-
you'd be right for the most part, I think.
You said you're gonna get hot Cheetos and get cream pie?
Yes, sir. And I'm gonna
Oatmeal
post it
cream
on my,
pies are delicious.
my undead fans.
The only thing they have in their search history is Asian cream pies. Um, so yeah, so they don't grab like anything super specific except for the whiskey. Like, it's just them throwing a bunch of stuff in a cart, and they go off again. They don't get chased off or anything. It's actually a really happy scene that ends happy. They even stop to like have a picnic, and they talk about like how life could actually be okay, that now that they have some food and they found people that they can trust and everything's going well. And then we get to the barricade. The barricade is the hardest part of the movie. It's a part of the movie where if you haven't seen it before, you will never forget it the first time that you watch it. And of course, spoiler alerts, we haven't really spoiled anything up to now, but for sure, if you've never seen it and you don't want to know, then we're definitely going to spoil what, again, for me is the best part of the movie. So Frank, I'm going to tell this like I tell serious stories.
He fucks a corpse. Necrophilia. Here we go. You'll
Here we
never
go.
forget this scene ever. I'm just kidding. That's not what happened.
Suck on that, Mark Zuckerberg.
Oh my god. So Frank parks, or they come to a barricade that on the road between them and Manchester, and Frank pulls up to the barricade, and everyone starts to get out. There's no way through. He can't drive anymore. There's no way around, and he starts screaming to try to attract whoever. Like he knows there's soldiers somewhere in the area, and he starts to rant and rave and scream. Nobody comes. He gets very frustrated, and he sits down. And when he looks up, there is a body that's hanging on a light pole, and a crow is picking at it. And it disgusts him, and he's already in a really bad place mentally because they're stuck. And he goes and he kicks, he tries to scare the crow off, and he ends up kicking the light pole so that the crow will go away, and that proves to be his demise. So a single drop of blood falls from the body, and he's looking up at it, and it gets into his eye. So this is part of it, again, of the movie where other zombie movies, and because they're actual zombie movies as opposed to like The Infected or whatever, it takes more than a single drop. You have to get bit, or you have to get, it's not, no one's going to sneeze on you and then you turn into a zombie. This movie, any amount of blood gets anywhere in your eye or your mouth.
Any pore.
Yeah,
Any orifice.
Yeah, not pore, but orifice, because pore, they could go through your skin, and that's not
True.
But any orifice. Oh my god.
Anyone.
Is gonna infect you. So this blood that gets into his eye immediately turns him into an infected. Not immediately, but within maybe 20-30 seconds. He does have time to tell his daughter that he loves her, and then to tell her to get away from him. And he ends up being shot by soldiers that were lurking around that really could have helped them instead of just watching. Yeah. I mean, he doesn't get maybe two steps towards towards Jim and Selena and Hannah before he's shot probably fucking 20 times from different angles.
Like, they definitely heard them there. Like, they knew that they were at this camp already.
Well, and they could have just fucking helped them. Even if you gotta like tell them to get their hands up, you gotta inspect them and whatever. Like, don't just let the man fucking go on a fucking rant and scream and be upset. But that's exactly what the soldiers do. And so that brings up our dilemma here, which is something that comes up over and over again. But there's something very specific about here. And so, Jesus, someone you love gets a drop of blood in their eye. Do you have what it takes to pull that trigger? Do you have what it takes to save? I mean, ultimately, yeah, you're killing that person, but they're already gone, and you're saving the people that you're with. Do you think you have it in you?
I think for me, it's gonna be definitely hard to pull the trigger, but at the end of the day, I believe I will pull the trigger. I've thought about that scenario too, as far as, like, a zombie apocalypse happens and it's someone that I know, someone that I love. Flashback episode, Josh, I'll kill you.
Yeah, no, we've established, if it were me, you would not have any problem pulling that trigger.
But I thought about it. Speaking with my sister, she told me instantly she has no hesitation shooting me as well. Even if I wasn't infected, apparently, according to her. It's a tough trigger to pull, but I feel like at the end of the day, your instincts are gonna kick in, and it's gonna be between life and death matters, and you're just gonna do it. I mean, I don't know. How do you guys feel about it, Juan?
Okay, assuming we're in that exact scenario, this shit just started happening, and we know that they're not dead.
We know that once they go infected, that they become a complete raged person who will kill you.
And there's not like, it's not like, oh well, there's a cure. Or there's like, they don't even know that they're not like zombies or whatever. How do you know that? At the time, there's no way to say, oh well, they don't die. Like, I mean, who's to say that they don't die instantly and come back? I mean, it's a hard judgment call, but I do understand what you're saying. Like, you may try to restrain them.
Fucking load them up on fucking Xanax or fucking hotbox the shit out of them. Maybe they'll stop being so fucking full of rage.
You're telling me.
Go ahead, Jesus, get him.
You're
joking.
telling me that your wife is about to attack you because she just became a zombie. Or infected, since they're not considered zombies in this movie. and you're standing in the middle of a military, I guess, gate, and you're like, "Yup, I know where the Xanax is hidden, and I'm also going to take out my marijuana." 'Cause you have that much time to do that.
To set
Yes.
up the hot box, like to set it, like to get into
No,
a car,
I'm
set
not.
a trap.
I'm not really gonna fucking do that, guys.
Okay,
Do
then
you-
say it
do you
right now
pull the-
live.
do you
Are
pull
you
the
shooting
trigger?
your wife?
I would have to.
You
I
would.
mean, I would have no
Ale,
choice.
if you're
Ale,
listening.
if you're listening, he would.
Yeah, I mean, really not even that much hesitation when it came down
That's-
to it.
I would have. You know what I would have done? I would have figured a way to trap my wife, because I love her, into a certain room. Unlike Juan over here, who's obviously gonna pull the trigger right away. I'm just kidding.
Into
Oh
a
my
certain room.
And perform necrophilia. I mean, that's honestly where we're getting at for this, right?
Ay,
That's not where we're going. All right,
ay,
my
ay.
bad.
So we've already hit necrophilia, bestiality.
Welcome to Death by Daylight, boys.
It's not what
we're
we're
gonna be
about.
checking off a lot of other boxes. And so we're gonna go ahead and take our pity shot because there's a chance we might have to take another half a shot here. Ernie, you're out, but Manny's in.
Yeah. Manny's,
So there's a chance. So
yeah.
we've also hit a breaking point or like a turning point in the movie. So here's cheers to Jim and Selena and Hannah and
Cheers.
Frank and rest in peace, Frank. We love you, buddy.
Cheers.
So I have a question for you.
Yes. Yes. Sir?
Obviously, everyone's going into a rage. So let's go non-family members. Let's go famous celebrities. Who would you be most terrified to see in that rage?
So for me, it's probably going to be a mixture of professional athletes. Can I pick from that pool?
Yeah,
or
yeah,
just
yeah,
strictly,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
actors or-
No, anyone famous.
So The Rock for me is going to be
Oh shit!
pretty terrifying. To he's already could probably, I mean not probably, he could kill me in less than 30 seconds if he wanted to.
Yeah.
So just imagine when he's infected with the rage virus. That's scary for me. Also, I'm gonna go with LeBron James. LeBron James is a terrifying thought as a infected.
I feel like you would try to shoot LeBron James and he would like flop and like fake it and then like come right back and fucking attack you. Just like, oh shit, he's not really dead.
Ref, he was fucking on the ground. He shouldn't be on the ground if he didn't really get shot. And then
Ernie?
also just
Oh,
like
shit.
no, go ahead.
The what?
Famous celebrity you would be terrified of coming at you with the rage virus.
Gabriel
Usain
Iglesias.
Bolt.
That's a good
Ooh.
one.
He's that's fucking fast right there.
Yeah, that's all terrifying.
No,
Terrifying.
I say Gabriel Iglesias. He's gonna be making all these weird fucking noises at me.
Fluffy?
Yeah, exactly.
So that's a good
Oh,
question.
no.
Is he fast now? Like, we need to know. Is he fast?
What are you trying to say?
Well, if Fluffy's fast, imagine how much faster Bolt would be.
What are you trying to say about
Dude.
Fluffy, huh?
He's gonna kill you in a Hawaiian shirt. That's what I'm saying. That's a terrible way to go out.
You just see this fucking 4XL Tommy Bahama just barreling towards you.
Manny?
Just get out, Manny.
Damn. Usain Bolt's a good one. The Rock's a good one. I would say. Fuck. I mean, those would probably be just the scariest ones, honestly. Yeah. I can't think of anybody else that's scarier than.
For me, I'm gonna go with Magic Johnson because if the rage doesn't kill you, the fucking HIV will.
I mean, he's still
uh,
alive, so it's active. So
yeah, it's fucking active, bro. OJ, because if he kills you, he'll definitely get away with it.
I love
Megan's
it. I love it.
reading the comments. Megan said Mike Tyson. Ooh, going for the ear right away, huh?
Mike
Fucking-
Tyson is a terrifying prospect as a raid zombie. And
That dude lives off of fucking rage, so.
I know Juan, we can hear you either furiously masturbating or playing Tony Hawk. Just FYI.
I'm literally just fucking.
Put your
moving
goddamn
the
dick away,
thing.
Juan.
You can literally just hear click clack click clack click clack click clack.
Yeah.
Oh, when we're coming, you're gonna hear this.
Oh, getting
What
killed
about
by
Tony
fucking
Hawk fucking chasing you?
on the skateboard.
I feel like Tony Hawk, like he's too nice to survive, so he probably definitely would be infected. He'd be
Ernie's
trying to
bringing
help
up
people
getting
and
killed
shit.
by Bling Bling.
Bling Bling's crack pipe hidden inside his collar. He's a
Oh
crackhead
my
from bum
God.
fights.
Dude, I haven't thought about Bling Bling in a long time.
Every time you come around, you're gonna hear this 9mm.
With the musket gun.
Holy shit. Dude, that's taking me down fucking memory lane. Holy fuck.
So-
I survived. We take shots.
Yeah, let's take a shot to Manny. We'll take a shot to, you know what? Let's just take a shot to Manny.
Let's
Cheers,
just take a
Manny.
shit.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys. There we go, boys. Yeah, so I think right after the barricade, we'll go into the end of the synopsis, which is not going to take very long, and then we'll get into our next question, and then we'll go ahead and move and transition to 28 weeks later, and we'll take it from there. What are you? Another Survivor match, Rennie?
Yeah, I'm gonna change my build though, cause
You want to talk about it before we get into this?
Yeah, I could. Let me switch it up real quick, and then. So I'm gonna run head on. That's gonna be if I hide in a locker for 3 seconds, I can stun the killer if I rush out and he passes by it. So that one's pretty cool. I'm gonna be running Bond again, so I can see where everyone is. Essentially, where I can see where Manny is, just so I know where he's at. Actually, I just had an idea. No, supposedly there was this glitch that I'm gonna try on this, or if you play with Ash and he has the puppet hand, he doesn't make any noise.
Ah, yes, the puppet hand.
So I'm gonna try it.
Alright.
I don't know what perks I
Try
have
it.
on him, but we'll see. Yeah, resilience. Yeah, fuck it. This build's not gonna matter much, so it's just a bunch of like random perks that I have. So
Can you imagine getting fucking rage killed by like Jeff Dunham? His fucking puppet in his hand.
Literally, you just hear, "I'm gonna kill you." Fucking Ahmed the Dead Terrorist. Those jokes probably wouldn't fly today.
oh no, they wouldn't for sure.
Good for Jeff Dunham for cashing in early. Before we got here, Josh is getting set. Not that I like Jeff Dunham that much, for fuck's sake, but so we're gonna go ahead and move into the second half of 20 Days Later. This is easy to break down here, boys. There's not a lot happens, but it's mostly a lot of gunfights and stuff like that. They get picked up by the military, our 3 remaining heroes / heroines, and they are taken to a military base where they're treated really well at the beginning. Eventually, they find out that, like a lot of things, if you've ever watched an episode of Walking Dead, you know that the good times, they don't last. And so, just in true apocalypse fashion, they find out that the girls are going to be used as sex slaves just as sex slaves, period, but then also they're obviously going to get them pregnant, which is, I have a dilemma beyond, like, the sex slave, the obvious dilemmas that come with being a sex slave, but there's a plot hole here for me that I want to get into, but not till we transition. And so Jimmy has to fucking turn into Rambo to fucking take out a bunch of military dudes and save them, and that's what happens.
He was getting fucking pistol whipped and beaten like right before the whole thing, and then out of nowhere
he has the shit beat out of him. I mean, really, really beaten.
They just fucking. He tries to stand up to them, and like a pimp would be, he just fucking slaps.
It does
the hoe.
not go well. Yeah, it does not go well. Until it does. He turns into fucking James Rambo. Is that his first name, James? Why is everyone named James today? It's not. It's John. It's John Rambo. Yeah, that's
James Rambo.
No, but well, Jimmy's name is James, so he does turn into James Rambo. But that wasn't planned. It was just a fucking mistake.
Nice, nice thing.
Thank you. So James Rambo, Jimmy Rambo, he. I mean, it's impractical, but it's cool. Like, there's a lot of gunfights, and he's fucking ruthless. Like, at one point, one of the soldiers is begging for his life, and he leaves him for the infected. What happens is that they go out. They are escaping after Jimmy kills everybody. They get to the car. The main military bad guy is in the car, and he shoots Jimmy. And Hannah's response is to back the car up full speed so that one of the infected can pull him out of the car and kill him. And they drive off to a remote location where Jimmy is saved, and they are able to wait for an airplane where they've made this giant help sign, and they have put it on a field so that the airplane has to see them. So
they drive to a hospital that's like fully stocked, has everything that they could possibly need. I call
it is
bullshit.
incredibly convenient. Yeah.
Yeah.
But American audiences, and this is where we kind of had to get speed through the second half because there's some more interesting stuff here. American audiences did not accept that ending as plausible or good, and so what they had to do was buy a dog, and that's why we have a barking dog in the background. We were planning it the whole time. It's on theme.
Is that a real dog or is that a fake dog?
I think it's a real dog.
Is that a real?
It's Marty.
Marty? Oh, Marty.
So just heads up.
Damn it.
So guys,
This
this is the part we get into the bestiality.
Oh no, not Marty.
You stay the fuck away from Marty.
Yeah, stay away from my dog.
It's not me, it's James, okay? It's James who's
When
gonna
Jimmy Rambo.
When this dude goes fucking Rambo, it's actually gorier than any of like the zombie kills or anything like that.
Yeah, so the zombies throw up a lot of blood, but they don't actually like bleed a lot.
They should have thrown up Crip.
You're on a fucking roll tonight.
Jesus, that's what makes it all the jokes worth it, is when you fucking sling gold like that. That was fantastic.
Alright.
So somebody should have thrown up. Jesus. So they get there's alternate endings here. The Americans did not care for it, so there's two alternate endings. There are actually three, but only two of them were filmed, and both of them Jimmy dies. I mean, that's what it comes down to. And then the third is only told in storyboards, and that ending actually you never go to a military base. They get Frank, and when Frank all the way back to the barrier, they restrain Frank, and the guy finds him and tells him, "Man, you're fucking stupid. Like, you shouldn't have done that." But that guy ends up dying too, and they make their way to a hospital where they meet another guy who's barricaded himself in a door, in a room that has water and food and all sorts of other stuff. Anyway, what happens in that ending, which we thought was the most interesting, is that Frank is saved, because in that ending, it doesn't take just a drop of blood, or you can cure the patient by doing a full blood transfusion. And Jimmy actually gives up his life by giving Frank all of his blood, and Frank and Hannah and Selena are able to escape while Jimmy is dead in the middle of the room, and obviously the infected are ascending on the hospital. So that was actually an ending that I liked a lot, but they recognized the plot hole and they said we can't do that. But I thought it was a really cool ending. I thought the endings where Jimmy died were more impactful than him living, so all of that was really well done. And the plot hole I had with the sex slave stuff is, we're fucking 28 days into this and you're thinking about repopulating? Like, they reveal in the second movie that this isn't happening all over the world. it's just happening in the UK, and you're already taking sex slaves. Like, no, the rest of the world will repopulate. You don't need to have fucking baby making machines. Like, calm the fuck down, guy. Right?
I think that's just I think that was just the writing because I mean there was no plans for the second one at that moment yet, and at no point during the first one, obviously, they don't mention at all whether it's global or not. You know, so I'm
Here's
guessing
where you're wrong, one.
they were probably thinking it was global.
Yeah, so they actually do. They made a mistake here, and there's a giant mistake. Is that at the very beginning of the movie, when it's being explained to him what happened, they specifically mention that the outbreak started in the United States and in Paris. But they go back on that so hard because the end of the second movie is only impactful if that specific fact is not true. And we're about to get into that on the next episode of Death. But no, we're gonna get into it right now. But we're gonna do some housekeeping first.
I like that segue. I thought we were gonna go. I was taking my headset off already. I was gonna rub one out. I was like, all right, we're done, guys.
Let's go ahead and fucking wrap this up.
Let's wrap this up. Someone should have thrown up crypt. They were throwing up blood. Yada yada. Everyone's dead. Someone's name
What's
is.
fucked up about it now is that because of what we're going through right now, I mean, it's nowhere near the same as that. But now we know how quickly some shit like that could have just gone fucking global. That's what's fucking weird.
Well, and we now know that even if we knew how to stop it, people would still be like, I'm not gonna wear my mask. I don't care if zombies are being made.
It's not real. They're
Yeah,
just
like-
fucking crazy.
They're just mad. They're a little mad. I mean, give them some Xanax and everybody calm the fuck down.
Just gotta Xanax them. Gotta hotbox them. And everything's gonna be okay, guys.
I'm not gonna stop bleeding on people. Let me live my life. Like,
This is
fuck up.
goddamn America, and we bleed on whoever the fuck we want to bleed on.
If you want to see someone get bled on, watch my OnlyFans tonight, guys. All right.
Oh my god.
That was good though too. I really like that one.
Yo.
Look. There's a
That was
reason
really
why we
good.
call her Raggedy Ann Andy. All right.
Oh my fucking.
So, Raggedy Andy. So Andy is the little boy in the next movie.
Oh, is his name Andy? I forgot already.
Yeah, it's Andy. It's Andy. It's fine though. It's fine. It's still a good joke. As a matter of fact,
Lightyear and Woody was there.
so where we start in the next movie, believe it or not, if you can actually believe this, is 28 weeks later. 28 weeks after. I'm actually unsure if it's 28 weeks after the infections start or 28 weeks after we leave Jimmy and Selena and Hannah.
I had read online that that movie was supposed to be called 29 Days Later, and it was a completely different storyline. Like, they were not supposed to really, like, match up and be really a sequel to that movie. It was just a completely different part, and it was...
Were they going for like an anthology under the same premise?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
In reality,
Uh.
that's what we got. I mean, these characters,
True.
while the events are sequential, the characters are not. I mean, we don't ever hear about Jimmy or Selena or Hannah again. What we hear about her is a completely different set of characters, and so in a sense, it is an anthology. People are heavily awaiting 28 whatever they're gonna do next later, maybe 28 months. But they really want a second sequel. So we find ourselves 28 weeks in the future, roughly 6 to 7 months.
And they have it under control. In the beginning, which is a little sad because they solved the zombie apocalypse.
And
quicker than
we are
fixed
still
this
battling COVID.
COVID.
Yeah. Absolutely pathetic on our part. But the advantage that they have is that what they get is that the infected starve to death. So, as opposed to, again, The Walking Dead or other movies like it, what have you, World War Z, what we get is because they're not zombies, they can die, which is the distinction between, again, zombies and infected, whatever. And the infected die. They die. They starve. So, in reality, the reality of the situation is, if you can survive that first couple of months, your chances to survive entirely skyrocket. They absolutely skyrocket. So, unfortunately, the first, and actually, no, I apologize. So the very first scene in the movie is actually 29 days later, um, because it's the day after we leave Jimmy and Selena, and we start on another family, a man named Don, who is played by one of the famous train spotters, Spud. Um, it was really funny to see him in a role that wasn't Spud from Train Spotters, but Don and his wife Alice are with just a raggedy group of survivors. There's a couple old people, there's a random guy, um, and they're eating, and someone knocks on the door, and they open the door, and there's a little boy there, and they let him in, but they very shortly find out that he's being followed by a herd of infected, which brings us to our first ethical question. Man, you fucking open that door, because I'm going to tell you right now, I do not open that fucking door. I don't do it. As soon as I hear him knocking, I know that he's being followed because of how desperate he is, and I start getting my family away and onto the boat that we eventually find out that he has.
I like how everyone was just continuing to eat dinner and just like debate like, should we open this door or not? I mean, they eventually, spoiler alert, they did, which ended up fucking ruining that entire group. But I'm with you on Josh. I'm with you on that one. I feel that if I'm there with my family or with whoever, I mean, as much as I would want to open the door, I just feel like with everything that's going on, I mean, obviously they've been through this for a very long time. I think it's barricaded, it's safe. Like you go into your high, because upstairs when they start breaking in, they have like locked rooms in that aspect. So I would just take my family up there, stop eating dinner. Um, it was weird because he's in that little boy's in a panic. They open the door, they let him in, and like they sit down and like they serve him a plate. He's just like really hungry, and then like what happened to? It's like minutes later that all the zombies that apparently were chasing them, like just like, all right, we're gonna give him a head start.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. They really should have had some kind of sense of urgency. Why is he so frazzled if someone isn't chasing him? And to your point, when I went to school at Texas Tech University, and I was in an ethics class. I was in ethics 3, and in ethics 3 they taught. I mean, there were questions. I mean, what is ethics? But giving you ethical scenarios and telling you why certain things have to do with ethics and others don't. The fact is that endangering your family against, like, endangering people that you know and trust and have kept you alive in order to save one stranger goes directly against every utilitarian philosophy that there is. Rule utilitarianism, act utilitarianism, nothing, no utilitarian way of thought, which isn't my personal code of ethics, but it's very popular, would say that that's the best thing to do. And I think that there's very few ethical principles or ethical systems that would say that that's the right thing to do. How are you going to put your wife in danger by opening a door for a stranger? It just doesn't
So
make sense to me.
so would you just
True.
stay quiet or would you tell him to fuck off?
I would tell him to keep running. Um, keep running. First of all, we're not going to help you, and second of all, you can still help yourself if you keep running, but you're not coming in here. And then on top of that, I mean, I think that going upstairs and locking yourself in, maybe that makes sense if the zombie, like, if the infected, like, wash over the house, like they just don't know you're there. Again, for me, you have enough of a head start to get to that boat. It did not take him very long to get to that boat. And you know that you're way safer in the water or on the water than you would be anywhere else. And that leads us to very quickly leads us to our second ethical dilemma. uh, our boy Don goes upstairs with his wife Alice and this newfound boy, and the zombies are right behind them. I mean, they are just chomping at their heels, and they lose the boy. He's so scared that he hides in a closet, and he's struck. He can't say anything, and Alice refuses to leave the wife. She refuses to leave without him. She is frantically searching, and Don is begging her, "Please, Alice, let's go. We gotta go. Leave him, please." And she won't. And the zombies get there, and Don recognizes what's happening, and so instead of, I mean, he closes the door and he runs. I mean, he leaves his wife for dead, and he leaves that boy for dead. In order to save himself. We eventually find out that his kids are in the States, so there's definitely a possibility he knew they were alive and he wouldn't want them to lose their parents. But in the moment, it certainly just seems like an act of cowardice. And so this is for all the married people in this chat, and that's going to include Manny, because he's had a long time significant other. And I hope that all of your significant others are listening, because I very much want you to be on the spot. Do you leave your wife after she refuses to abandon this stranger? Do you leave her there for the infected? Juan, you're gonna go first.
I know his answer, but like he's like, fuck. If she hears this answer,
I mean, I think she's asleep. Okay. Yeah, I'm out. I'm out.
I get it. I mean, you asked her fucking 10 times, let's fucking go, and she's gonna be dead anyway. You gotta do what you gotta do to keep yourself alive. I understand. What about you, Jesus?
as much as I am an asshole, as much as I talk a lot of shit, I don't know if I have it in me to just like leave her that way. And as much as I want the zombies to eat her, I think I would do something. I would do something.
What's something?
I would just grab her and let that. I mean, it's shitty to say. I would just let that little stranger boy. Like I know that the fucking the zombies are gonna, get that kid, and I'm just gonna fucking grab her and like pull her into that room with like he like let's go. She's like no. I would have just grabbed her and pulled her in.
Like forced, yeah.
Yeah, I would have not given her the option to like, all right, let's work on moral dilemmas or anything like that. I'm saying I'm pulling you in. We're locking the door and we're gonna continue to run, and we're gonna run, and most likely she's gonna outrun my fat ass, and I'm gonna end up dying still. But
At least
I
you
just
saved your life.
at least I
Yeah.
did something. I just don't see. I don't think I really have it as much. Like I said, as much as I talk shit, I don't think I have it in me just to be like, all right, I'm gonna close the door.
I also think, because I know your
No,
wife.
no,
and
Juan,
you know
you're
mine.
killing your wife. You can't take it back.
Well,
All right.
no. I'm saying that in our situations, chances are the roles would be completely fucking reversed. Because you know how they are. They probably be out of there before we fucking even have a chance.
Yeah, we did talk last week about how they would probably sacrifice people in the zombie scenario.
And
You
that'll be
know
the
they're making
sacrifice.
steaks out of us.
Yeah, yeah. What about you, Manny? You didn't escape. What do you do?
Leave her ass?
So Lore's asleep too, huh?
Not in the same room at all. So.
Smart man.
There you go. Gets to say whatever he wants to. That's it. So what you've just witnessed here is the difference between people that have significant others listening to the podcast and people whose significant others are either not with them or not listening. Because yeah, I mean, very quick answers.
Hi,
from the other
Heather.
two. So, hi, Heather. So, but good answer, dude. Good answer. You got to do what you got to do. I respect it. And
also,
so
if the
go ahead.
roles were switched around, she would do the same thing for sure in a heartbeat.
That's love. What you guys have going on there is love. A lot of self-sacrifice, a lot of looking out for each other. No, but I mean, I think too, and that's the thing is that You never know what the fuck you're gonna do. And the other thing, the biggest thing for me is, I asked you 5 times to fucking leave him behind. We don't know this kid. If I know that my kids are alive, then you know your kids are alive, and you'd rather fucking die waiting for this kid than escape and fucking eventually be able to take care of our kids, which he does. By living, he gets to see and take care of his children again. Very quickly moving forward, because we spent a lot of time on that opening scene. We have it moves forward to actually 28 weeks later. His kids are arriving from the U.S. So they were out of the country when it started. Luckily for them, because we now know it's isolated to the UK, and they're coming home to be with their dad. And he's like, society's coming back because the infected are dead and have been for 6 months. And so they're rebuilding and they're bringing society back, and NATO is there. If you don't know what NATO is, Google it. It's very important for you to know what NATO is, and I don't have time to explain it right now. And NATO is using the U.S. Army to enforce what they're doing to rebuild the UK. So
by making sex slaves, right?
No, but they're. I tell you what, Rose Byrne. She's our Death by Daylight Rocket of the Week.
Is that a thing now?
We just made it a thing. Yeah.
So, I mean, maybe. I don't know.
So tune in on Friday when we're talking about Jeffrey Dahmer for who's going to be our Rocket of the Week.
Yeah, we're going to have a special Rocket. We're going to have a man Rocket of the Week for Jeffrey.
We'll have visual. We'll have visual next time.
Load up that grinder.
And so we have a lot of Americans enter the frame here, American soldiers specifically. We have Idris Elba, who is the commanding officer of this whole thing. We have Rose Byrne, who plays a doctor, and we have Jeremy Renner, who plays a sniper, a very fucking good sniper. And they're presented kind of here all together. Don picks up his kids. They're happy. One of the kids says he doesn't remember his mom's face, so they get real sad, and him and his sister go decide they're gonna break military protocol, NATO global military protocol, and go through the quarantine line to go back to their house to get pictures of their mom.
Hell yeah, Nickelback. Look at this photograph.
It's gonna fucking get us killed. They don't actually die, but they do doom the entire UK because they wanted pictures of their mother.
Right before they asked their father to, how did mom die?
Yeah, they get all mad at him. They're like, you're so selfish. Like, bitch, fuck you.
Do you see kids, what's attacking us right now?
Dude, yeah, these fucking kids are the fucking worst. So they go and they actually discover that their mom is living in their house as like a half zombie. What we eventually discover is that she's infected, but she's asymptomatic. So not entirely asymptomatic. She does like walk a little funny, and she's got like a red thing in her eye. But ultimately asymptomatic, where she doesn't go into a rage. She doesn't try to kill people. Like, she's mostly okay. And here is we get the theme of this whole movie is how can one family fuck up an entire country by being stupid and selfish?
Honestly, the entire family fucked everything up.
Yeah.
Everyone took part in it, yeah.
And there's a juxtaposition here because we eventually find out that because the mom is immune, essentially, that their bloodline and their actual blood could be gates into having a vaccine or having some kind of cure. And so while they keep them alive because they could potentially save a lot of lives, we end up finding that they doom a lot of people because they're so fucking selfish and stupid. So here's Don. Don, big shot, big cock Don, is the district manager for this whole little area.
Boom!
And
all access card.
He has an all access card. He has 100% security clearance. I don't know why. He's not in the military, and it's being run by NATO, but he can go wherever the fuck he wants to go. And he uses that card once he finds out that
they were just like, he got here on boat. Let's give him this fucking pass, and let's make him the manager of everything.
Yeah, like he killed his wife to survive. This guy's got to know something about something. And so the face that he makes when they tell him that his wife is alive is the same face that Juan is gonna make when we tell him that Alan listened to this podcast and heard him say, "Leave her
Come again?
behind." And it is not a happy face. I mean, he's absolutely devastated. He knows his kids are gonna find out the truth, which they do when they're mad at him. But he goes and he uses his security clearance to get through fucking 8 protocol locks, doors and hallways and fucking streets that are on lockdown to keep people safe. And he uses his card to get through all of that so he can tell his wife that he's sorry and then kiss her on the mouth.
Because he hasn't paid attention to what's been going on and how it's spread.
And so she does forgive him, and then he kisses her and immediately becomes infected. And then
The
kills her.
hardest,
And
vigorous strokes you've ever seen. Vinegar strokes you've ever seen.
if by vinegar strokes you mean he gouges out her eyes, then yes, the hardest. I mean, it's the worst death in the whole thing because this woman is just laying there, and now her husband had to kiss her, and then he's infected, and he kills her brutally. I mean, most infected are just like biting you or trying to eat her. I mean, he kills an absolutely brutal.
Starts punching the shit out of her face.
Punches her in the face. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, it also really brings up that whole, when you have that conflict between like your traditional zombie movies or whatever, that whole like the zombies don't fuck with other zombies. Like no, like she's infected, he's infected, and he still kills her. Like there's no holding back. Like these infected are just fucking brutally raging, killing people out there.
Yeah, so we get a kill here, and then there's an outbreak. I mean, he is just allowed. I mean, he opens the door himself again, and he's just allowed to run rampant. Soldiers are getting infected. He breaks into a room with a bunch of survivors. There's a domino effect. People infected. And a lot of the movie is dealing with this outbreak. And the way that our main characters are seen through this outbreak is that our rocket of the week, Rose Byrne, who's a nurse, recognizes that these kids could be the savior of humanity because of their blood and their immunity, and she recognizes that she has to protect them. And so she does everything she can in that little sequence to protect them. Then we cut to Jeremy Renner, who ironically is Hawkeye, but also we're going to talk about him on Friday because he plays Jeffrey Dahmer, is sniping people. I mean, he's trying to keep it just infected, but he realizes that it's no use because it gets out of control and machine guns are just mowing everyone down. Infected, not infected. They just open up, and Rose Byrne at one point does say, this was the plan. If you contain the infection, and then you try to heal, but if there's another outbreak, you exterminate. That's how we're gonna deal with it. Jeremy Renner decides ethically that he can't be a part of this, and so he goes and he tries and he helps Rose Byrne and our 2 children as much as he can. There's a scene in a field with a helicopter that's really awesome because his friend rides a helicopter. Jeremy Renner goes through this fucking extraneous, rigorous fucking gauntlet of activities to try to save these children, and is eventually burned alive.
I like how you just that helicopter scene was like the coolest fucking thing this whole movie.
It was, and you should explain it because I've been talking for too long.
So he gets word from his from the helicopter pilot, hey, there is a horde coming at you. In 60, he's like, all right, 60 minutes. He's like, no, 60 seconds. Get the fuck out of there. They're coming for you. I'm gonna meet you here. And you just see a giant fucking horde of zombies or infected or just running straight at him. And the guy in the helicopter gets so fucking low to the ground that he just starts chopping these fucking infected zombies, whatever you want to call them, just to fucking bits and pieces, and it was so fucking brutal. You just see heads popping off, you see fucking limbs flowing off, which everyone knows at this point, you know, you get blood on you, you're gonna get infected, you're gonna turn into a no holds bar. He's just fucking going helicopter straight first, chop, chop, chop. It was the coolest fucking scene I think the whole entire series.
Yeah, it was for sure.
And all that for our boy to still fucking die.
Yeah, I mean he gets burned alive pretty bad. And again, you're fighting not just the infected, but the government is trying to kill you now. That's the reason he has to go through so much. It's not the infected. It's they're gonna firebomb the whole district, which they do. Then there's gas, and then they're fucking flame throwing anything that moves, which is how he gets caught up.
Blowing up buildings, which told me that obviously 9/11 was an inside job.
Jet fuel can't melt steel beams, baby.
Boom, right there.
We're just kidding, guys, right? Fuck down.
Look, there's something you're gonna learn about this podcast is 9/11 was an inside job, and also when you're going to perform bestiality with a lamb, what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to grab the legs and no, I'm just kidding.
You know what's fucked up? Real quick, going back to the first one, that scene where they're like celebrating and shit. Apparently, they shot that the day of September 11th when it happened. So like they had to film that.
It was all tied in together.
So they filmed that, and apparently it was very awkward for the actors because they were like, "Fuck, we're over here like shooting a celebrating scene and shit." Well, you know that was going on.
Yep. Me and Juan's segment were completely planned, like September 11. All right.
Well, we got another shot for you boys. Manny and I both got
Another shot. And
the both
I
of
guess
us.
if you guys wanted to play another game, we could stretch it, but also we're winding down
Yeah.
here. So if you don't, this is probably we're getting very close to the end.
Yeah.
So
We'll call it there.
and actually, let's just end this here. Not the podcast, but the movie part, because we still have a couple of ethical questions too.
Ethical question.
So, Jeremy Renner dies. Eventually, Rose Byrne is also killed by Don, actually, the dad, as an infected, obviously. And the kids are able to get to the helicopter friend in the middle of a stadium, but you are left with an incredibly ominous, wonderful ending to these movies, which is that the zombies have made it across the Thames River into Paris, and which means that the outbreak is now in continental Europe. So the UK is an island. They were quarantined, but now the infected have made it into France, which is part of continental Europe, which attaches to East Europe, which attaches to Russia, which attaches to Asia, which the only break that you get eventually is between South America and the United States, but also Australia. But other than that, I mean, you can even get to Africa on land. So essentially, the movie leaves you with the rest of the world is now going to have to deal with this outbreak. Overall,
Which?
Go ahead.
Real quick, last year that they finally spoke about already having ideas for it, so it is gonna happen. I'm guessing it slowed down because of the pandemic going on right now, but I do believe we're gonna get a sequel to these movies, and we might actually, instead of 20 they wanted to, originally they were talking about 28 years later, but they said no, they want to do 28 months later, because that will lead to 28 years later. So there might be a third and possibly a fourth as well.
Well, I don't want to argue with your thing if you found this, but I had read that the rights to the movies have been split by different producers who no longer talk, and that's why the third movie never came out.
Yeah, so I think you're both right. That did happen, which is why it's been such a delay. but there is now talks of moving forward. I don't know how they're going to do it with what's happening. I think it's probably going to be a wait, but I'd love to see it.
Use real footage.
I think as many. Oh fuck. I think as many they probably could, dude, of like the WalMarts being raided and fucking people fighting over toilet paper and shit.
On Black Friday. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
on Black Friday.
I mean, yeah, they can use all those videos of fucking Target being raided, like you said, Walmart and shit like that, and then everything.
Dude, yeah, I mean they really, really could. I don't know how they're gonna do it or if they're gonna do it even, but they certainly could pull it off if they tried. Uh, to wrap it up, I thought the movies were good. I thought they were entertaining. It's not one of those movies where I'm gonna tell you, man, like these are fucking masterpieces. You have to watch them. But man, if you're into horror movies, if you're into fucking zombies, and again, we know they're not zombies, but this is a zombie movie. Whether technically they're zombies or not, this is a fucking zombie movie. So,
And if you're into fucking zombies, tune into my OnlyFans tonight.
or watch zombie strippers.
Or that.
But yeah, I mean, entertaining. Not it's for me. It's not going to be a must see. Neither of them are, but certainly entertaining enough. Where like, if you're into horror movies as much as we are, you're definitely going to not mind watching these movies. They're plenty good enough to really enjoy yourself. Um, Jesus Christ, I apologize for my fucking burping. Um, so we're gonna move on to some housekeeping. We're gonna move on to talking about what we're gonna talk about in a couple of days here
Alright.
when we stream Friday. Good job, boys. I felt like
Good.
we do the movie stuff is a little bit harder than the serial killer stuff, and we're trying to figure that out. But I felt like this really went well because we had questions and stuff, and I really enjoy talking about this stuff. So you can actually let us know. Please do let us know. Reach out to somebody or comment or whatever, and let us know what you like hearing more. And we're definitely open to moving one way or another. Maybe since we're trying to do two nights a week at this point. It's probably going to be one night movies and then one night serial killers, and we'll see how people respond to that. But we don't have a set format, and so we're open to anything that you want to throw at us. That being said, on Friday we are doing a serial killer, and we're going to be talking about the infamous Jeffrey Dahmer. How do you feel about that, boys?
Makes me hungry. But before we get into that, it's just we're not going to get into another movie. I was just told, so we're going to take a quick moment of silence so we can go ahead and add this next slide in. What are we doing here?
What?
Just have a moment of silence, all right?
Is that it?
Did you just end the stream?
Oh shit! I thought we were.
I was like, what the
I was
fuck
like,
is
dude,
going?
I just said I just had things to say.
All right,
Um,
all right.
I love it. I love it. So that's the first thing that we're going to talk about is please hang in there
Paul
with
Rudd,
us.
Ant-Man,
Paul Rudd.
next week.
Who thought we were going to be here? Not me. Not me. So we're doing a lot of stuff that you guys at home need to know. We're doing everything. All the stuff we're doing is because we want more. We want a bigger audience. We want to reach more people. We want to step up our game, and we want to give you more entertainment. So Ernie has been gracious enough to lead a campaign in which we are trying to get better technologically and try to do things like the big boy streamers do them because that's where our goal is. I mean, we want to do this as not maybe not a full time thing, but we want it to be something that we can incorporate in our everyday lives somewhere or another. So we're reaching for the stars here, and we appreciate you guys hanging in there while we work through some things like timing and all that stuff that you just saw us struggle with a little bit. But it's all in good faith. It's all for a good reason, and that's because we want to be better. That being said, you can help us out a lot by following us on social media at Death by Daylight on Instagram and Twitter. And we even have an email that's at deathbydaylight@gmail.com if you want to send us some emails with some more detailed stuff. Please reach out to us if you want to talk about anything, but if you want to be on the stream, if you'd like to play some video games with us, not just this on Wednesdays and Fridays, but also we're trying to do Saturday streams and or just pick another day and do not Death by Daylight strictly stuff and not have a script, but just hang out with people and have some good gaming. Please reach out to us if you want to do that. A lot of housekeeping stuff, but I mean that'll get less and less as we go forward, and you guys already know what the game is. And I think that's all I had to talk about as far as the housekeeping stuff. Can anybody think of anything else that I missed?
No, I mean, you pretty much touched it on it. Thank you guys so much for coming out. Anyone out there listening, anyone out there watching, we really appreciate it. We really enjoy each week following up, watching these movies, learning about these serial killers so we can bring them out to you, get drunk, and have these stupid conversations. And we wouldn't be doing it without you guys. So thank you guys so much for that. This one's a cheers to you. Cheers to you guys, boys. I believe we have a shot right now, and we're...
You have two, actually.
Yeah,
All
two
right,
shots.
Yeah, so let's take our little half shot first. I mean, it's gonna be two half shots. It's Wednesday, so we're gonna take a half shot first, and then we'll get into the end, and we'll take a half shot right before everybody signs off. Who survived? Who survived? Both of you guys.
Both of us.
Yeah.
Twice.
Here's to surviving, boys.
surviving.
Juan's gone.
One
Juan's
left.
Went to
You
go
have to
kill
go
his
deal with
wife.
Ale heard the podcast.
dead. Yeah, Juan says he gotta go. He just messaged us. Bye, Juan. Love you,
She's
buddy.
like, "You're gonna kill me, motherfucker. I'm gonna kill you."
Boom. She just sneaks up behind him, fucking blows cold air on his neck.
Alright.
We'll see you later, Juan. Next week, Jeffrey Dahmer. Please tune in. Listen to us talk about Jeffrey Dahmer. Very, very, very fucked up individual. Again, it's going to be different. The serial killer podcasts are going to be different, but we enjoy them just as much. We're going to have, again, Jesus and I are kind of running this part of the show, and I feel like we're getting better every week, coming up with ideas and really getting into what we're going to talk about. So hopefully we have some entertaining stuff for you guys.
And if
then
you want to
next-
hear some real fucked up shit, definitely tune into those serial killer podcasts because it gets worse. Double the bestiality, double the
I mean,
necrophilia, double the...
necrophilia, cannibalism.
Double
We're
the
gonna
Jude
get
approach.
into double the Jude approach. Fuck it till it dies, and then fuck its mom.
And then fuck it again.
And then fuck it again. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna go full Jude here on Friday. I'm sure he appreciates the reputation. And hopefully he'll be here on Friday. Hopefully everyone will be. And it's gonna be really, really good. And I'm also making myself say less, but I don't think it's happening that quickly, so bear with me.
You wanted to fucking say right there, you motherfucker.
I did. That's why I exhaled
Alright,
instead, because
alright.
it just helps me get from thought to thought. But I recognize that it can
Come over to my OnlyFans tonight, and I'll shut that mouth up real quick. Right?
Come,
oh my
for sure.
God, that's so violent.
Well, I saw that rage in the movies today. I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna fucking...
I'm gonna fuck something. I'm gonna fuck a New Guinea Samoan Islander.
I'm gonna fuck something. It's only been 28 days, and we're gonna repopulate. Alright. Yeah, alright. Let's get a little bit far. Alright, guys.
All right, so we're tune in next week for Jeffrey Dahmer. Again, we're gonna keep doing new cool stuff, so you want to keep tuning in every week if you can. And here's the last bit of housekeeping before everybody does their minute. We have Friday, so we are going to do Friday, and then next Wednesday will also be a stream, which we will reveal on Friday what we're going to be doing. But next Friday, one of us has a birthday, and none of us will be here. So we're not going to be doing next Friday, so that's the biggest thing. And
Whose birthday is it?
that's okay. It is my birthday.
We'll still be live on that OnlyFans one for that.
We will be on OnlyFans because we will be getting very drunk and in the woods.
What
doing
happens in the
scary
woods stays in the woods, you know?
A special guest
Exactly.
appearance by Gremlin too.
Oh,
Special
shit.
guest appearance by Gremlin, the first appearance of one of the people. We're gonna have some really great stuff. But
We'll
we
definitely
also
have some
will
stories for you guys for the following.
we'll have
cast.
stories, yeah, because we're not going to be live Friday. So
Do you want us to make a
this Friday,
Snapchat?
and then, dude, yeah, fuck yeah, that's actually a great idea. So
What do you
follow
say? I
Death
didn't
by
hear
Day-
him.
Follow Death by Daylight on Snapchat. Not now because we got to make it, but at Death by Daylight, just like all the other stuff. Hopefully, if
Is it a
there's
premium?
it will be next Friday.
Yes.
But for now, we have Friday and then Wednesday. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Everybody gets their minute of talking about whatever they want, and then we will. Oh, shot real quick. Cheers, cheers, boys.
Cheers.
Surviving. All right, you guys get your minute, and then I'll let you know when to sign off.
Well, just so you guys know, you can watch us live on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook Live if you want. YouTube has the quickest response time since it's only like 3-second delay. Yeah. Come hang out more. I love you guys.
Yes. Manny?
Thank you again for having me again for the third or fourth time. It's been fun. It's always fun with you guys. If y'all who are listening have friends that are interested in it, make sure you tell them, have them subscribe, listen to the podcast, and just enjoy the laughs, the views, and criticize our gaming
Views.
too. If you, yeah, whatever views we can provide, you know. But good night. Thanks.
Love it. Go ahead, Jesus.
Okay, all I'm saying, come in Friday, and it's gonna get really bad. We're talking about Jeffrey Dahmer. I'm gonna probably perform cannibalism that night, and it's gonna get. I'm doing it for
And by
you
that,
guys, all right?
He's gonna eat some pussy.
Yeah. All right.
Pussy.
No,
The
he
pussy.
he was gay. He ate dick. All right, one of you boys,
Let's
come
get the
over.
fuck out of here. Let's get the fuck out of here. I've had enough.
All
Good
right.
night, everybody.
Good night.
All right. You gotta always end it with the 313. 313.
Fuck the free world.
World.